Ladies and gentlemen, trust is one of the most precious commodities we have in life. It is the foundation of every relationship, whether personal, professional, or otherwise. When we place our trust in someone, we are essentially handing them a piece of our hearts and minds. However, not everyone deserves this trust. In fact, there are certain types of people who should never be trusted, no matter what the circumstances. Today, I want to talk to you about 7 types of individuals who can undermine your peace of mind, your success, and even your safety if you allow them too close. Trust is the bedrock of all relationships, whether personal or professional. It's essential for creating meaningful connections, fostering teamwork, and establishing a sense of security. However, trust can easily be shattered, especially when it's placed in individuals who lack integrity and consistency. These individuals often have a pattern of dishonesty, manipulation, or unreliability, which makes them dangerous to trust. When you're around people who consistently fail to demonstrate integrity, it becomes increasingly difficult to discern whether their words and actions are sincere, leaving you vulnerable to disappointment, hurt, or even betrayal. One of the most significant reasons you should never trust someone who lacks integrity is that they will not follow through on their promises. Integrity, by definition, means adhering to a set of moral and ethical principles. It's about being honest, accountable, and dependable. People with integrity take responsibility for their actions and honor their commitments. But when someone lacks this fundamental trait, they will often make promises they have no intention of keeping. They might say what you want to hear to gain your trust or to avoid confrontation, but in reality, their actions tell a very different story. This pattern of broken promises can be incredibly frustrating and emotionally exhausting. You may find yourself waiting for them to fulfill their word, only to be repeatedly let down. Over time, this will erode the bond of trust, leaving you questioning whether anything they say is genuine. Moreover, when people lack integrity, their actions often contradict their words. They might say one thing, but do another, leaving you confused and uncertain about their true intentions. This inconsistency in behavior can cause significant emotional strain as you try to reconcile their words with their actions. If someone tells you that they have your best interests at heart, but then acts in ways that suggest otherwise, it becomes difficult to determine their true motives. Are they being honest with you, or are they simply telling you what they think you want to hear? The lack of consistency makes it hard to trust them, because their actions constantly send mixed signals, leading you to doubt their sincerity. This uncertainty can cause emotional distress and create a toxic environment where you're never sure where you stand. In addition to being unreliable, individuals who lack integrity may also engage in manipulation and deceit to achieve their own goals. They may use others for personal gain, often without considering the impact of their actions on those around them. Manipulation can take many forms, whether it's guilt-tripping, gaslighting, or using charm to gain favor. These individuals can be very convincing, making you believe that they are acting in your best interest, all the while advancing their own agenda. They may tell you what you want to hear, only to exploit your trust later when it suits them. Manipulators excel at making you feel obligated to help them, or they may make you question your own perception of reality, convincing you that you're the one in the wrong. Their lack of integrity allows them to play with the truth, spinning narratives that benefit them while leaving you in the dark about their true intentions. When someone demonstrates this lack of consistency and integrity, it sets a dangerous precedent. Trusting them becomes a risky endeavor because you know deep down that their word cannot be relied upon. If you're constantly second-guessing their motives, actions, or honesty, you'll start to feel anxious, distrustful, and insecure in the relationship. The emotional toll of having to constantly assess whether someone is being truthful or not can be overwhelming. In the long run, this inconsistency can wear you down, leaving you disillusioned and emotionally exhausted. The effort it takes to stay alert and wary of their actions is draining, and it may even cause you to start doubting your own judgment, wondering if you're overly cautious or if they're truly untrustworthy. One of the most damaging aspects of trusting someone who lacks integrity is the impact it has on your sense of self-worth and confidence. When you repeatedly put your trust in someone who fails to honor it, you may begin to question your own ability to judge character. You might find yourself wondering why you didn't see the signs sooner, or why you allowed yourself to be deceived. Over time, This self-doubt can undermine your self-esteem and cause you to feel foolish or naive. The emotional scars left by someone's lack of integrity can linger long after the relationship has ended, and the experience may make it more difficult for you to trust others in the future. This erosion of confidence can be particularly harmful in future relationships, as you may become hesitant to open up or place trust in others, even when they do deserve it. People who lack integrity can also undermine your personal growth and success. When you place your trust in someone who isn't reliable, it becomes harder to make sound decisions and move forward confidently. For example, in a work environment, trusting someone who lacks consistency can hinder progress. They may not follow through on projects, miss deadlines, or fail to deliver results. This can cause unnecessary setbacks, leaving you to pick up the pieces while they go unaccountable for their actions. Similarly, in personal relationships, trust is often the foundation for collaboration and mutual support. If that trust is violated repeatedly, it can prevent you from forming deeper, more meaningful connections with others. The instability created by someone who lacks integrity prevents growth and can hold you back from achieving your personal or professional goals. Trust is an essential element in any healthy relationship, but it's vital to recognize when it is being placed in the wrong hands. When someone lacks integrity, they cannot be relied upon to follow through on their promises, behave consistently, or act in your best interest. This inconsistency, paired with the potential for manipulation and deceit, makes them incredibly dangerous to trust. The emotional toll of dealing with someone who is untrustworthy can be profound, leading to self-doubt, insecurity, and a loss of confidence in your judgment. By recognizing the signs of individuals who lack integrity, you can protect yourself from the harm they may cause and safeguard your peace of mind and well-being. Trust is a gift, and it should only be given to those who are worthy of it, those who demonstrate honesty, consistency, and loyalty in their actions. When it comes to building trust in relationships, whether personal or professional, one of the most important qualities to look for is empathy. Empathy allows individuals to understand, connect, and respect the feelings and perspectives of others. Unfortunately, not everyone possesses this quality, and some people prioritize their own needs and desires above all else. These individuals, often categorized as narcissists and opportunists, can be some of the most dangerous people to trust. Their self-centered and exploitative behavior makes it impossible to maintain a genuine, healthy relationship with them, as they are only interested in what they can gain from others. Trusting such individuals can lead to manipulation, emotional harm, and a severe imbalance of power in the relationship. Narcissists, for example, are individuals who view the world through a lens that places themselves at the center. Their primary concern is their own needs, desires, and image, and they often have an inflated sense of their own importance. This self-centeredness means that they are not capable of truly considering the emotions or needs of others. A narcissist will often demand attention, praise, and admiration while showing little regard for how their behavior impacts those around them. This lack of empathy makes it incredibly difficult to trust them, as their actions are often motivated by personal gain rather than mutual respect or collaboration. Whether in romantic relationships, friendships, or work environments, narcissists will often use others to boost their own self-esteem without caring about the emotional toll this may take on the other person. In relationships with narcissists, trust is constantly at risk. Their need for admiration often leads them to manipulate others into fulfilling their desires, all while masking their true intentions behind a facade of charm and charisma. They may make grandiose promises, offer sweet words, or appear caring in moments of need, but this behavior is often short-lived, as it is rooted in their desire to be seen as superior or flawless. They will quickly turn the focus back to themselves, demanding more attention and recognition, without showing any genuine interest in reciprocating the care or concern you've shown them. Over time, this imbalance creates a toxic dynamic in which you're left feeling unappreciated, ignored, and emotionally drained. The narcissist, on the other hand, remains oblivious to these feelings, as their primary concern is maintaining their own inflated sense of self-worth. Opportunists are similarly dangerous to trust, though their approach may differ slightly from that of the narcissist. Opportunists are individuals who are always looking for a way to benefit from any situation or relationship. They may not have the grandiose, self-absorbed that a narcissist does, but they share a common trait. Their actions are motivated by a desire to advance their own personal goals, often at the expense of others. Opportunists have a keen ability to spot chances for self-gain and will seize any opportunity to take advantage of someone else's resources, time, or goodwill. Their motives are not always obvious, and they can be incredibly charming and persuasive, making it difficult to detect their true intentions until it is too late. Trusting an opportunist can result in feeling used and manipulated. While they may present themselves as friendly, supportive, or helpful, their true motivation is often to extract something from the relationship. Whether it's access to your network, your time, your skills, or even your financial resources, an opportunist will take what they can without ever giving back in a meaningful way. They may shower you with compliments or appear to be invested in your well-being, but as soon as the relationship no longer serves their purpose, they will disappear or show their true, self-serving nature. The opportunist behavior often leaves you feeling exploited and disrespected, as you realize that your trust and efforts were never truly valued. Both narcissists and opportunists lack the selflessness that is necessary for fostering a healthy, balanced relationship. They will exploit those around them for their own benefit without considering the emotional or practical consequences for others. This exploitation often leads to feelings of betrayal, confusion, and frustration as you come to understand that your efforts were never reciprocated and your trust was taken advantage of. The emotional toll of such relationships can be significant, as you may feel like you've been manipulated, deceived, or abandoned when you needed support the most. The lack of reciprocity in these relationships is one of the key reasons why they are so damaging and why trust, once broken, is so hard to rebuild. One of the most damaging aspects of trusting narcissists and opportunists is their ability to distort reality. They are masters at controlling the narrative in a way that serves their own interests, often making it difficult for others to see through their facade. Narcissists, for example, may gaslight those around them, manipulating situations to make others feel confused, guilty, or even responsible for their own mistreatment. Opportunists may downplay their self-serving behavior, presenting themselves as helpers or friends who are simply looking out for the greater good, when in reality, they are only focused on their own benefit. This manipulation of perception can leave you questioning your own judgment, and in some cases, you may even start to doubt whether their behavior is truly harmful or if you're simply being too sensitive. This kind of mental and emotional manipulation is exhausting, and over time it can cause you to feel disconnected from your own values, needs, and self-worth. The impact of trusting a narcissist or opportunist is not only emotional, but also psychological. These relationships often cause long-term damage to your ability to trust others in the future. Once you have been exploited or manipulated by someone who is self-centered, it becomes harder to open up to new people and to believe that others have genuine, selfless intentions. You may become hypervigilant, constantly questioning the motives of those around you, which can lead to isolation, frustration, and a deep sense of distrust in others. Narcissists and opportunists are two of the most dangerous people to trust because of their self-centered and exploitative behavior. Their lack of empathy, focus on personal gain, and willingness to manipulate others for their own benefit make them untrustworthy and damaging to any relationship. Trusting such individuals can lead to emotional exhaustion, confusion, and a sense of betrayal. Their behavior distorts reality, making it difficult to see their true intentions until the damage has already been done. Protecting yourself from these individuals requires a heightened sense of awareness and the ability to recognize the signs of narcissism and opportunism early on. Trust is a gift, and it should only be given to those who demonstrate selflessness, empathy, and respect for others. Trust is a fundamental element in any relationship, but some individuals demonstrate behavior that makes them unworthy of this trust. One such group is those who constantly seek to control others. These individuals can often be found in various settings, whether in personal relationships, professional environments, or even social circles. The desire to control others stems from a need for dominance, power, or a deep-seated insecurity that leads them to manipulate situations to keep others under their influence. Trusting someone who seeks to control you can have profound consequences, as it limits your autonomy, suppresses your voice, and leaves you vulnerable to emotional and psychological harm. The dynamic that these individuals create often fosters unhealthy dependence and leaves the other person feeling trapped and unable to make their own decisions. One of the most alarming aspects of a controlling individual is their ability to subtly impose their will on others. Rather than openly asserting control, they may employ tactics like guilt-tripping, manipulation, or gaslighting to create a sense of dependency. They often prey on your vulnerabilities, knowing exactly how to make you doubt your own judgment, needs, and desires. Their goal is to make you feel that you are incapable of making decisions without their guidance, and they may consistently undermine your confidence in your own abilities. This constant undermining can make you feel helpless, isolated, and unsure of yourself. Over time, the power dynamic becomes skewed, with the controlling person at the top dictating the terms of the relationship while the other person feels increasingly powerless to break free. In personal relationships, a controlling partner can stifle your growth, independence, and happiness. They may dictate where you go, who you see, or how you spend your time. The controlling behavior may appear to be caring at first. Perhaps they say they just want to protect you or ensure your well-being. However, what begins as an innocent desire to be protective often morphs into controlling, manipulative actions. A controlling individual may isolate you from your friends and family, claiming they don't understand you as they do, or suggesting that they are the only one who truly cares about your welfare. By doing this, they create an unhealthy dynamic where you rely on them for validation and guidance, making it increasingly difficult to trust yourself or others. This can be particularly damaging in romantic relationships where emotional dependency can lead to an imbalanced, codependent dynamic. Over time, you might lose sight of your identity as the controlling person gradually takes over every aspect of your life. In a professional context, trusting someone who seeks to control you can have equally damaging consequences. These individuals often try to manipulate situations to secure their own success at the expense of others. They may take credit for your hard work, downplay your contributions, or constantly push you into uncomfortable situations where they can maintain dominance. This type of control is often subtle, making it hard to recognize at first, but the effects are just as destructive. By controlling others, they create a toxic work environment where fear, uncertainty, and anxiety flourish. Employees may feel unable to voice their concerns or ideas, as they fear retaliation or undermining by the controlling person. This lack of open communication stifles creativity, reduces morale, and limits the potential for growth and development within the workplace. In extreme cases, the controlling person may even sabotage the careers or reputations of others to ensure their own continued dominance, making trust impossible in such an environment. The tendency to control is often rooted in deep insecurities or fears, but that does not make it any less harmful. These individuals may feel threatened by the autonomy or independence of others, fearing that if they don't control situations, they will lose their sense of power or importance. Alternatively, they might have been conditioned to view relationships as power struggles, where the only way to ensure security is by maintaining control. Regardless of the root cause, their behavior is manipulative and toxic, making it difficult to build healthy, trusting relationships. If you consistently feel like you are being manipulated or coerced into making decisions that you don't want to make, it's crucial to recognize that you are dealing with someone who is undermining your autonomy. This loss of agency can feel suffocating, as your decisions and actions are no longer your own. The emotional toll of such a relationship can be profound, as you may begin to feel like you have no voice, no choices, and no way out of the toxic dynamic. The emotional damage caused by a controlling individual is often long-lasting. Over time, you may begin to feel that your self-worth is tied to the approval or validation of the controlling person. This can lead to feelings of inadequacy, self-doubt, and a lack of confidence. Your sense of identity can become warped as you prioritize the needs and desires of the controlling person over your own. This self-neglect can lead to a deep sense of frustration and unhappiness as you begin to realize that your needs are being ignored in favor of someone else's agenda. In extreme cases, this kind of emotional manipulation can cause lasting trauma, leading to difficulties in trusting others in the future or forming new, healthy relationships. The fear of being controlled again can prevent you from fully opening up to others, leaving you feeling isolated and distrustful of those who may have no intention of controlling you. The best way to deal with a controlling individual is to recognize the signs early on and take steps to protect yourself. Setting clear boundaries is crucial, as it establishes the framework for a healthy relationship based on mutual respect and autonomy. If someone consistently disregards your boundaries or tries to manipulate you into doing things you don't want to do, it's important to stand firm and assert your right to make your own decisions. Recognizing the signs of emotional manipulation or coercion can help you prevent further harm and begin the process of distancing yourself from the controlling person. It is also important to seek support from friends, family, or professional counselors who can help you regain your sense of self and independence. Trusting someone who seeks to control you can have devastating effects on your emotional well-being, personal growth, and overall happiness. These individuals manipulate situations to undermine your confidence, limit your autonomy, and create an unhealthy power dynamic. Whether in personal or professional relationships, their behavior stifles your growth and leaves you feeling trapped and powerless. Recognizing controlling behavior early on and setting boundaries is key to protecting yourself from further harm. Trust is a precious gift, and it should never be given to someone who seeks to undermine your independence or exploit your vulnerabilities for their own gain. Trust is one of the most valuable aspects of any relationship, and placing it in the wrong hands can have serious consequences. One of the most dangerous types of people you should never trust are chronic liars. These individuals make deception a habit, weaving falsehoods into their words so often that it becomes difficult to separate truth from fiction. Their lies may range from small exaggerations to outright fabrications, but regardless of their scale, they create a dangerous environment where trust cannot exist. Chronic liars manipulate reality to suit their own needs, often at the expense of others. The damage caused by their dishonesty can be emotional, financial, or even physical, making it essential to recognize and distance yourself from such individuals before their lies entangle you in a web of deceit. One of the most insidious aspects of dealing with a chronic liar is the unpredictability of their behavior. Unlike someone who lies occasionally out of fear or embarrassment, a habitual liar distorts the truth for a variety of reasons, often without any clear motive. They might lie to impress others, to cover up mistakes, or simply to maintain control over a situation. The issue with this type of person is that their lies become so frequent and elaborate that they lose sight of the truth themselves. They may even begin to believe their own falsehoods, making it nearly impossible to hold them accountable. This self-deception allows them to continue manipulating those around them, creating an environment where trust is continually eroded. When you trust a chronic liar, you put yourself in a vulnerable position. Whether in a personal relationship, a workplace, or even within a friendship, their dishonesty can cause significant harm. In a romantic relationship, a partner who constantly lies can make you question your reality, leading to emotional distress and a lack of stability. You may find yourself wondering whether their words are genuine or if they are simply telling you what you want to hear. This emotional turmoil can take a toll on your self-esteem and mental well-being, leaving you feeling drained and insecure. Even if their lies seem harmless at first, over time, they chip away at the foundation of the relationship, making it impossible to build a future based on honesty and trust. In a professional setting, chronic liars can be even more dangerous. If you place your trust in someone who is habitually dishonest, you risk making decisions based on false information. This can lead to serious consequences, such as financial loss, damaged reputations, or missed opportunities. Colleagues who lie may manipulate situations to their advantage, taking credit for your work or shifting blame onto others when things go wrong. In extreme cases, their dishonesty can put entire businesses at risk, as false information can lead to poor decision-making and a toxic work environment. Trusting such individuals can lead to frustration, disappointment, and even career setbacks, making it essential to recognize their patterns before their deception causes irreparable harm. Chronic liars are often skilled at justifying their actions. When confronted, they may deflect blame, twist the narrative, or create new lies to cover up old ones. This cycle of deception makes it difficult to hold them accountable, as they are constantly shifting the goalposts to avoid responsibility. Their ability to manipulate others into believing them can make it challenging to expose their dishonesty, especially if they have built a reputation for being charming or persuasive. The more they get away with their lies, the more emboldened they become, continuing their behavior without fear of consequences. Over time, their deception becomes second nature, making it nearly impossible for them to maintain genuine relationships. Another major issue with chronic liars is their lack of empathy. While occasional lies may be told to spare someone's feelings, habitual liars rarely consider the impact of their falsehoods on others. They prioritize their own needs over the truth, often at the expense of those who trust them. Their deceit can lead to broken relationships, emotional trauma, and a loss of faith in others. The damage they cause is not always immediate, but as their lies accumulate, the consequences become more apparent. Those who have trusted them may feel betrayed and manipulated, struggling to rebuild their sense of trust in others. The long-term effects of trusting a chronic liar can be devastating. Being repeatedly deceived can lead to emotional exhaustion and a deep sense of disillusionment. You may start to question your own judgment, wondering how you allowed yourself to be misled. This self-doubt can extend beyond the relationship with the liar, making it difficult to trust anyone in the future. The emotional toll of such experiences can lead to anxiety, depression, and an overall sense of isolation. Recovering from the betrayal of a chronic liar requires time, self-reflection, and a conscious effort to rebuild confidence in your ability to judge character. Recognizing a chronic liar is not always easy, as they often disguise their deception behind charm and charisma. However, there are warning signs to watch for. Inconsistencies in their stories, an inability to provide details when questioned, and a tendency to exaggerate or alter facts are all red flags. Additionally, if someone is frequently caught lying but refuses to take responsibility, it is a clear indication that they cannot be trusted. Trust is built on consistency and honesty, and anyone who repeatedly fails to uphold these values should not be given the benefit of the doubt. The best way to protect yourself from a chronic liar is to set firm boundaries and refuse to tolerate dishonesty. If someone's words and actions consistently fail to align, it is a sign that they are not worthy of your trust. While it may be tempting to give them the benefit of the doubt, doing so only enables their behavior and puts you at risk of further deception. Cutting ties with a habitual liar can be difficult, especially if they have been a significant part of your life, but it is necessary for your own well-being. Surrounding yourself with honest, reliable people will allow you to build meaningful relationships based on trust and mutual respect. Chronic liars are among the most dangerous people to trust. Their deception is not just occasional but habitual, making it impossible to rely on their words or intentions. Whether in personal relationships, friendships, or professional settings, their dishonesty can cause significant harm. They manipulate situations for their own benefit, disregard the feelings of others, and create a toxic environment where trust cannot flourish. The emotional damage caused by their lies can be long-lasting, leaving those who trusted them feeling betrayed and disillusioned. Recognizing the warning signs and setting firm boundaries is essential in protecting yourself from their deceit. Trust is a precious commodity, and it should only be given to those who have proven themselves to be honest and reliable.